Be me, Aaron, 19, track runner at college. Not amazing, but decent times, studying sports science, dream of making national team someday. Work part-time as delivery driver to help mom with bills. Life's simple, but I like it that way. Meet this girl, Vanessa, in design class we both take as elective. She's 18, cute, seems really sweet, and down to earth. We get paired for some group project about color theory. She struggles with the research part. I help her organize everything. Turns out she's actually really smart, just gets overwhelmed easily. After we ace the project, ask her out for coffee. She says yes immediately, seems genuinely excited. Our first date is just walking around campus, talking. She tells me she likes that I'm real and not trying to impress anyone, says most guys just want to show off or act fake. Start dating officially after a few weeks. Everything feels natural and comfortable. She comes to my track meets, cheers louder than anyone else I help her with. Assignments. She helps me pick better clothes, introduce her to mom, who loves her immediately. We do normal couple stuff for the first few months. Study dates, cheap dinners, watching movies in her dorm. She has this roommate, Chloe, who's 20, works as a bartender. Chloe's always getting ready for parties or recovering from them. Seems nice enough, but definitely lives a different lifestyle. Around month 3, notice Vanessa checking her phone more, especially this app, where people post photos of their lives. She starts asking why I don't post pictures of us together. Tell her I'm just not really into social media stuff. She seems disappointed, but doesn't push it initially. Chloe starts making more comments when I'm around. You guys are so domestic, like an old married couple. Don't you want to experience college life while you're young? Can tell these comments are getting to Vanessa. She starts asking me questions about what I did before we met. Notice she's hanging out with Chloe, more often coming back to the dorm later, sometimes smelling like alcohol. When I ask about her nights out, she just says, girl time. Fair enough, everyone needs friends, but something feels different. She becomes more critical of our routine. Don't you think we should try new things? Sarah from my floor went to this amazing rooftop party. Why don't we ever do anything exciting? Try to suggest activities, but I'm working and training constantly. Month 4, the changes become more obvious. She cancels our date night to go to some party with Chloe, texts me at 2 a.m., saying she lost track of time. When I see her next day, she seems irritated. I'm not more upset. Don't you care that I was out all night? Start feeling like I'm walking on eggshells. Everything I suggest is boring, or what we always do. She compares our relationship to what she sees online constantly. Look at Emma's vacation photos. Don't you want to travel? Explain my budget constraints. She gets quiet, and distant Chloe becomes more openly dismissive of our relationship. Relationships at your age are just practice anyway. Vanessa's missing out on the best years of her life. Can see these words affecting Vanessa deeply. She starts nodding along instead of defending what we have. Our conversations become strained and forced. She brings up random topics like open relationships, asks hypothetical questions about what I'd do if we broke up when I try to talk about it. She says I'm being insecure, month 5. Everything feels wrong. She's always distracted, physically present, but mentally elsewhere. Intimacy becomes rare. Feels like she's going through motions. Keeps taking photos, but then deleting them. Says they look wrong. Try harder to make her happy. Plan special dates, spend money I don't have on a weekend trip. She mentioned wanting. She enjoys it, but keeps saying, I wish we could do this more. When I explain financial reality, she gets that familiar distant look. Worst part is losing my best friend. She used to actually listen when I talked about track or family. Now she just nods and goes back to scrolling her phone. Feel like I'm failing at being the boyfriend she wants. Our 6-month anniversary approaches. Save up money for a nice restaurant. She mentioned liking make reservations, plan the whole evening carefully. She seems excited when I tell her. Gives me hope things can improve. Night of our anniversary dinners, pick her up. She looks beautiful, but seems nervous about something. Dinner starts okay. We're actually talking and laughing like old times. Then she gets this expression, like she's made a difficult decision. After we order dessert, she reaches across and takes my hand. Aaron, you're really a good person. You deserve someone better. Immediate gut punch. This is breakup language. Try to stay calm, but my heart starts racing. I've been doing a lot of thinking about what I want from life. She's using that gentle but firm voice people use when they're about to hurt you. I think I need to focus on myself right now. Explore who I really am. Classic lines, but hearing them still feels like physical pain. I want to experience more, Meet different people. Just be free. She won't look me in the eyes anymore, staring at her hands. If I don't do this now, I'll always wonder what I missed out on. The restaurant noise fades into background. Everything feels surreal. Ask if there's something specific I did wrong. She insists it's not about me. It's about her needing space and freedom. You're perfect the way you are. I'm just not ready for serious. Hate how rehearsed this sounds, like she practiced with Chloe. Try to suggest we could work through whatever's bothering her. She shakes her head firmly, says her mind is completely made up. I think we should see other people. I need to know what else is out there. Feel like the floor is disappearing beneath me. Offer to pay the check. She says we can split it. Tell her not to worry about it. I've got it covered. Walk back to her dorm in complete silence. At her door, she hugs me, says she hopes we can still be friends. Walk back to my dorm, feeling completely numb. My roommate Mark is there playing video games, takes one look at my face and immediately knows what happened. Rough night, bro. Tell him the whole story. He listens without trying to fix anything. Appreciate that he doesn't immediately start talking trash about her. Just sits there and lets me process what just happened. First time in months, someone's actually listening to me. Lie in bed staring at the ceiling all night. Keep replaying every word, wondering what I could have said differently. Check my phone, hoping for a text saying she changed her mind. Nothing except spam notifications I don't care about. Wake up next morning and reality hits. Again, no good morning text, no plans to see her after classes. Everything feels off balance, like I forgot how to be alone. Mark makes sure I eat breakfast, doesn't let me skip meals. Hardest part is seeing her around campus constantly. She's always with Chloe now, laughing and looking carefree. When our eyes meet, she gives me this pitying smile, like she feels sorry for me, which makes everything worse. First week after breakup is brutal. Keep reaching for my phone to text her out of habit. Mark starts dragging me places because I keep isolating myself. Classes become harder to focus on. Grades start slipping slightly. See her social media posts through mutual friends. Suddenly full of party photos and living my best life. Captions, she looks different in them. More makeup. Revealing clothes, surrounded by people I don't recognize from Chloe's crowd. Hurts more than expected. Seeing how happy she looks, like our entire relationship was just holding her back, makes me question if I really was as boring as she implied. Mark catches me looking at her photos, tells me to stop torturing myself. 2 weeks post-breakup, still feels raw, but starting to get angry instead of just sad. Angry that she made me feel inadequate for having goals. Angry that she threw away something good for unknown possibilities. Mark suggests hitting the gym together. Best revenge is living well, bro. But needs something physical to channel all this emotion into Mark. Drags me to campus gym for the first time. Never really lifted weights, always just focused on running. He shows me basic movements, proper form, nothing fancy. Feels good to have something physical to focus anger on. Legs and arms shake from unfamiliar exercises, but I push through. First month after breakup is rough. But getting better, Mark becomes my anchor. Makes sure I eat and sleep properly. Stops me from checking Vanessa's social media obsessively. Nothing good ever comes from stalking your ex online. Trust me, tells me. About his high school girlfriend, who did similar thing. Slowly start establishing new routines, Without Vanessa, gym 3 times a week. With Mark, running every morning. Throw myself into coursework. Grades actually start improving. Realize how much time I spent worrying about her moods before. See Vanessa around campus constantly since we have similar schedules. She's always surrounded by Chloe's party crowd. Now, laughing loudly, wearing clothes she never used to wear. Looks like she's having the time of her life. Overhear conversations about her new lifestyle. Apparently going to different parties every weekend. Hanging out with older guys from downtown bars. Exactly the freedom and experiences she said she wanted. Mark notices I'm still watching her from distance. Bro, you need to focus on your own life now. She made her choice, time to make yours. He's right, but hard to stop caring about someone overnight. 2 months post-breakup. Start seeing real changes in myself, lifting, weights regularly, body composition improving, running times getting faster. Coach notices increased determination, confidence slowly returning in other areas of life, too. Realize how much I was walking on eggshells during relationship, constantly worried about boring her or not being exciting enough. Now I can just focus on my goals without apologizing for them. Feels liberating to not need someone else's validation constantly. Mark starts inviting me to social events around campus. Nothing huge, just study groups and casual hangouts, meeting new people who share similar interests and values. Remember what it's like to have conversations without drama. 3 months after breakup, major shift happens. Wake up one morning and don't immediately think about Vanessa. Realize I haven't checked her social media in over a week. Starting to feel like myself again, maybe even better version, greater than track season goes incredibly well. Personal records in multiple events. Greater than coach pulls me aside, says I'm running with more focus than ever. Whatever happened in your personal life, it's working athletically. Qualify for regional championships, biggest achievement so far. Greater than physical changes become noticeable to others. Greater than classmates comment that I look different, more confident. Greater than clothes. Fit better posture improved from lifting. Girls start paying attention in ways they never did before. Around this time, get first contact from Vanessa since breakup. Just a simple text. Heard about regionals, congratulations. Stare at message for a long time. Remember how much it would have meant before now feels weird. Like hearing from a distant acquaintance. Don't respond immediately. Talk to Mark about it. She's testing the waters, seeing if you'll engage. Probably means her freedom isn't as great as she thought. Decide to just say thanks and leave it at that. Week later. Notice Vanessa at more places where she might see me. Library during my usual study times. Dining hall when I eat track during my evening runs. Just walking nearby could be coincidence, but feels deliberate. Her appearance has changed since early post-breakup phase. Still dresses up, but looks tired, like staying up too late. That confident glow from her party photos seems forced. Something about her energy feels different, less genuine happiness. Overhear conversation between her and another girl at coffee shop. Guys just want hookups. Nobody wants anything real. Thought college would be different, but everyone's so shallow. Ironic, considering she left me for wanting something real. Focus on my own improvement continues intensively. Research opportunities in sports medicine, opening up professors, starting to notice my academic performance. Life has clear direction and purpose again. 4 months post-breakup. Get longer message from Vanessa. I've been thinking about us lately, wondering how you're doing. You always were so driven and focused, I admire that. Maybe we could catch up sometime. Show message. To Mark. He rolls his eyes. Classic case of grass is greener syndrome. She's realizing what she gave up now that you're thriving. Probably right, but also curious what she actually wants. Mark tells me more about what he's observed around campus. Chloe's been talking about how Vanessa complains all the time. Apparently the party scene got old fast, and the guys she's meeting are exactly what you'd expect. Realize I don't feel the jealousy I expected about other guys. Mostly just feel sorry for her if she's not happy. But also remember how inadequate she made me feel, not eager to put myself back in that situation. Decide to respond briefly, but neutrally. Hope you're doing well. I'm focused on my goals right now. She responds quickly. That's great. You were always so dedicated. Maybe we could get coffee and talk properly. This feels like more than just friendly catching up. Remember how she used to criticize my dedication to training? Now she's praising the same. Qualities she found boring before a classic case of not appreciating what you have until it's gone. Regional track meet arrives. Nervous, but more prepared than ever. Run personal bests in both my events. Place in top 3 team celebration afterward. Feeling genuinely proud. Post rare photo on social media with my medal. Vanessa likes the photo within an hour of posting. First time she's engaged with my content since breakup. Mark sees notification. Makes joke about sudden interest. Funny how athletic success makes you more attractive. Notice her showing up at more campus events, where I might be student government meetings. I attend for athletic department, academic presentations in my department, definitely not coincidental anymore. Get another message from her a few days later. Saw your race results online. You're doing amazing. I always knew you'd achieve great things. Really would love to catch up if you're open to it. Tone is different now, less casual and more earnest. Sounds like she has something specific she wants to say. Mark thinks she wants to get back together. Girls do this. They test other options, then come crawling back. But honestly, I'm not the same person she left. Months of focusing on self-improvement changed my perspective. Don't need her validation or approval anymore. If anything, feel sorry for how lost she seems. 5 months post-breakup, decide to meet her for coffee. Not because I want her back, but curiosity about what she'll say. Also want to prove to myself I'm over the relationship. Set clear boundaries. Public place. 1 hour maximum. She shows up early, dressed more like when we were dating. Less flashy than her recent party photos. Looks nervous, fidgets with her phone when she sees me. Thanks so much for agreeing to meet. I wasn't sure you would. Order coffee. Sit at corner table away from other students. She starts talking immediately like she's rehearsed this. I owe you a huge apology for how I ended things. Wow, I was confused and listening to the wrong people. Tells me about her experiences over the past few months. How the party scene got repetitive and shallow. Quickly, guys from Chloe's crowd turned out to be exactly what you'd expect. They see a pretty girl and think that's all there is. Complains about hookup culture not being empowering like advertised. Everyone's just looking for the next best thing. No one wants to actually build something meaningful. Ironic, since that's exactly what we had and she threw it away. I was so much happier when I had someone who really knew me. You were the only person who cared about my thoughts and dreams. I didn't realize how rare that was until I lost it. Listen without interrupting. She clearly needs to get this out. But notice she's talking about her problems, not really about us. Feels like she's trying to convince herself as much as me that going backward is the solution to her current unhappiness. When she finishes, asks what I think about everything. Tell her I appreciate the apology, that takes maturity, but also explain how much I've changed since she left. I'm not the same person you broke up with. She looks surprised, like expected me to immediately forgive everything. But we had something special. We understood each other. Gently remind her she didn't feel that way 6 months ago. You said I was holding you back from experiencing life. She gets defensive. I learned what I don't want. That's growth. Fair point, but learning what you don't want doesn't mean going back to your ex is automatically the right answer. Explain how my priorities evolved during our time apart. I'm focused on building something I'm proud of. Not interested in going backward, even to something comfortable. Can see this isn't the response she hoped for. She tries different approach. We could start fresh, do better this time. I know what I want now. I wouldn't make those mistakes again. Sounds reasonable, but gut feeling. Says people don't change that fast. So there's really no chance for us? Her eyes get watery. Hardest part of conversation, seeing her genuinely upset, but also remember how confused and inadequate she made me feel. I think we're different people heading in different directions now. Coffee date ends with her looking disappointed, but accepting. Hug goodbye feels like closure. No lingering romantic tension. Walk away. Feeling sad for her, but confident in my decision. After coffee meeting with Vanessa, feel surprisingly clear about everything. Tell Mark how it went. He's not surprised by her wanting me back. Told you, bro, she's realizing what she lost. But you handled it right. Can't go backward in life. Appreciate having someone who gets it without judgment. Next few days, Vanessa starts texting more frequently. Starts with, "Thanks for listening," and escalates to longer messages. I keep thinking about what we talked about. Maybe I didn't explain myself clearly enough. Can see. She's not ready to accept my decision. Week after our coffee date, she shows up at the track during practice. Stands by the fence watching me run. Intervals, coach notices, and asks if everything's okay. Tell him it's just relationship drama. He nods knowingly. After practice, Vanessa approaches directly. "Can we talk for a minute?" She looks different again, more desperate than during coffee. "I don't think you understand how sorry I am. I made the biggest mistake of my life letting you go. Try to be kind but firm about boundaries. I understand you're sorry, but that doesn't change anything. We both needed to grow separately, and that's what happened." She starts crying, which makes this 10 times harder. I don't want to grow separately anymore. I want to grow together like we planned before. Please just give me one chance to prove I've changed. Hardest part is seeing genuine pain in her eyes. Explain that change takes time and proof, not just words. You spent months telling me I was boring and holding you back. Can't just flip a switch and pretend that never happened. She insists she was confused and influenced by wrong people. Mentioned that I've seen what she posted about her new lifestyle. You looked pretty happy in all those party photos. Seemed like you found exactly what you were looking for. She gets defensive, says social media isn't real life. Those photos were me trying to convince myself I was happy. Inside, I was miserable and missing what we had. Chloe kept saying I just needed to give it more time. Starting to see how manipulated she was by her roommate. But also remember she chose to listen to Chloe over me. Chose to believe I wasn't enough instead of communicating. Sympathy doesn't mean I should sacrifice my progress. I hope you find what you're looking for, but it's not with me. She gets angry for first time in conversation. So that's it? You won't even try? After everything we meant to each other? Tell her that's exactly why I won't try. What we had was real, but it's in the past now. Trying to recreate it would be unfair to both of us. We're different people with different needs. She storms off without saying goodbye. Mark finds me later looking emotionally drained. Rough conversation. Tell him about Vanessa's latest attempt and her reaction. She'll get over it eventually. Just stay strong. A few days later, hear through campus gossip what's really happening. Apparently, Vanessa and Chloe had massive fight about the whole situation. Chloe told her she was pathetic for chasing after her ex. Vanessa blamed Chloe for ruining her relationship with bad advice. Chloe's response was that Vanessa made her own choices. Now they're not speaking, and Vanessa had to find new housing. Drama. I'm grateful to be completely removed from month later. See real consequences of Vanessa's freedom phase, greater than her grades suffered. From all the partying, struggling academically, lost her scholarship eligibility, parents having to pay full tuition. Meanwhile, my academic performance continues improving. Get accepted to summer research program in sports medicine. Coach recommends me for leadership position on team next year. Everything in my life has clear direction and momentum. Feels good to build something meaningful instead of just reacting. 6 months post-coffee meeting. Get one final message from Vanessa. I know you don't want to hear from me anymore, but I need you to know that losing you changed me forever, not in the way I thought it would when I wanted freedom. Message continues. I learned that freedom without purpose is just loneliness. You always had direction and goals. I was jealous of that. Instead of learning from you, I tried to drag you down to my level. I see now that what I called boring was actually stability. What I called limiting was actually love and commitment. I threw away the best thing in my life because I was immature and stupid. Final part of message hits differently than her previous attempts. I'm not asking for another chance anymore. Just want you to know that you deserved better than how I treated you. Hope whoever you end up with appreciates what I was too blind to see. Stare at message for a long time, feeling genuine sadness for her. Not romantic sadness, but human empathy for someone who's suffering. She finally seems to understand what actually happened. But understanding and fixing are different things. Decide to respond one last time. I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot. We both learned what we needed to learn from our relationship. I hope you find your direction and build something you're proud of. She responds immediately. Thank you for being kind even after everything. You were always too good for me. Don't respond to that. Feels like proper closure now. Senior year begins, everything accelerating toward graduation. Relationship with Mark deepened into real brotherhood. He helped me through darkest period and never asked for anything back. Planning to stay in touch after graduation. Friendship that will last. Occasionally see Vanessa around campus, but we don't interact. She looks more focused now, like she's found some stability. Heard she changed majors and is taking extra courses to graduate on time. Glad she's putting her life back together. My own trajectory keeps improving, steadily. Accepted to graduate program with partial scholarship track career, ending on high note with school records, job prospects. Looking good in sports, medicine field. Graduation day arrives. Both families there to celebrate. Mom tells me how proud she is of my progress over past 2 years. See Vanessa at ceremony with her family across the crowd. We make brief eye contact. She nods. I nod back, no drama. Just acknowledgement that we both survived. After ceremony, Mark and I talk about future plans. He's moving across country for job. I'm staying for grad school. Promise to stay in touch. Guy literally saved my life sophomore year. Pack up dorm room, find some old photos with Vanessa, toss them. Year later. Hear through campus friends she's doing better. Changed majors. Dating someone from her design program, apparently more focused now. Learned what she actually wants, good for her. Everyone deserves to figure their stuff out eventually. Me, doing fine. Grad school going well. Still running competitively. That whole situation feels like it happened to someone else. She said she wanted freedom, then got mad when I found mine. Turns out freedom works better when you know what to do with it.